YouTube vinyl community, Shangri-las fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we are here today to talk about the debut album from the Shangri-las, Leader of the Pack, or in some countries, just Shangri-las. This happens to be the UK album cover, which is slightly different from the American one, which had a black border and some green text. This one is the UK style, where it mentions the exact same things. You know, remember walking in the sand, give him a great big kiss, Leader of the Pack, but a different picture. And this happens to be a reissue from 2019 on kind of a, it says purple vinyl, but it's kind of maroon to me. Anyways, I'm making this video because Mary Weiss just passed away, the lead singer of the Shangri-las. And the Shangri-las have been one of my favorite groups for a long time. I feel like they're completely misrepresented in the rock and roll world. They're definitely underrated, and I feel like they're really overlooked. You know, they're known for Leader of the Pack and Remember Walking in the Sand. But they were so much more than that, and I feel like fans of the band absolutely understand that, and they understand the importance that they held in the sort of teen drama songs of the 60s and what growing up is like, and putting that to music while you're actually at that age, which is something not seen too often and not done to the degree that they did it with. This album for them collects their A's and B sides at the time and adds on some live stuff. And you get Leader of the Pack with What Is Love, which was a #1 hit for the group. Remember with It's Easier to Cry, which is #5 hit. Give Him a Great Big Kiss with Twist and Shout in the back, hit #18. And then Maybe with their cover of Shout, hit #91. So you've got their big singles on this thing with the B-sides and then some other tracks filled in to kind of show where they were going recording-wise. So you get Bulldog on here, which is a super cool song. And then So Much in Love is a Times cover. Very sweetly sung. They absolutely nail that one. Good Night, My Love is this like little goodbye message at their concerts. I'm assuming, I've never been to one of their concerts, but it sounds like something they would sing before their last song. And then You Can't Sit Down, the song that closes this record out, has so much audience cheering dubbed on. It's like they're playing at the Super Bowl or something. It's a great performance. They're super tight and confident. The group playing with them is fantastic, but the amount of cheering that's dubbed on is like, there's no way 80,000 people are at this Shangri-las concert. Um, What's really cool about this release, too, is it's slightly different from the original UK ones, and that there's a picture up top. The original ones did not have that. And you do get a great little write-up here, just talking about how the group kind of came about and what their success had been like in 1964, and kind of where they were going as this record was coming out. So, for instance, on the back of the record, it says, at this writing, 4 weeks after its release, Give Him a Great Big Kiss has already hit the top 20 in the charts, with every indication that it's going all the way. Again, so much for sustaining power. This group really was going somewhere, and they had something to prove. They had a sound that was completely unique to their own. Nobody else sounded like this. There were a lot of girl groups at that time, of course, but no one captivated our ears with their storytelling like the Shangri-las did. A lot of people have put them into this corner of like being these tough girls, these like badass rockers. And maybe they were, but like in a lot of their songs, I really hear a lot of soul and soul searching. I really hear a lot of growing up in these songs. And I know when you're in high school and your teens, you think you could take on the world because you don't know any better and we're all idiots when we're that age. But these songs for me, especially the originals on here that were written for them, like there's a maturity and a depth to these things. Like, Remember Walking in the Sand, that's a really mature song, and it's sung by girls who were 16 years old. What Is Love is perfect. You're figuring out what this feeling is as you're growing up. Give Him a Great Big Kiss. You're with your special guy. You give him a great big kiss. This is not rocket science here. Leader of the Pack, that song, yeah, obviously that's about a guy who's riding a motorcycle and he has a crash. So a lot of people see that one as like their rock and roll moment. But, the rest of the songs in this record are a lot of covers, Twist and Shout, Maybe by the Chantels, So Much in Love by the Times, Shout by the Ozzy Brothers. Like, everybody was doing these songs at the time. So those aren't super special, but they are special in the sense that they're doing it. This debut album really is a cool reflection of what they were up to at this point and what was going to come next. This is a group that deserves way more recognition, way more study, Everything about this group I just find fascinating, and their storytelling is unparalleled and will never be replicated ever again. There's a certain magic to their voices, a certain magic to their camaraderie. It's a group made of, two pairs of sisters. So that blend of harmony, that blend of working together, that shared DNA, much like the Beach Boys or the Everly Brothers or any sort of group where there's siblings involved, there's a special magic there that you just don't have with anybody else, and that is prevalent on all their recordings. One of the cool things about the Shangri-Las discography, while they only had 2 full-length LPs, is they put out a lot of singles. And after their second LP, when they moved labels, a lot of those singles came out and didn't really go anywhere. But collecting them was really cool, and figuring out their story and what could have happened is one of those great what-if moments. Like, what if they had stayed together? They did get back together in the 70s to record an album, but apparently it went nowhere. They did it with Andy Paley, who worked with Brian Wilson much later, but I'd love to hear those recordings. So if the 70s Shangri-Las stuff ever gets released, give me a call. I'd love to help and be a part of that. This first record for me is easily an 8 or 9 out of 10. I'm just a fan of their voices. I'm a fan of what they were doing. I'm a fan of the concept. I'm a fan of how Shadow Morton produced them and the music. I'm a fan of the drama. I'm a fan of the emotionalism behind it all. I just enjoy the concept. It just connects. So for this record, easily an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you think about this record in the comments below. We'll talk about Mary, which now only leaves one Shangri-La left, and Betty Weiss, her sister. So she carries the torch now as being the last remaining Shangri-La, which is just, it's sad that, like, as we go further in time, so many people from the 60s rock scene are passing away and just getting older. And so it really helps to appreciate these people while they're here, and of course after they're gone too. But I would really like to see some accolades come to these girls and let it be known how important their music was to rock and roll and what it means to so many people, and just how much their influence has had on future generations. The Shangri-Las, something like that will never happen ever again, and it shouldn't, because this was the perfect version of what this is. Anything else would be a copycat. My name is Giggens. This has been the Shangri-Las, leader of the pack. Just a great album, just a great group, super underrated. If you haven't heard anything beyond Leader of the Pack and Remember Walking in the Sand, put on a greatest hits. It'll play a bunch of their singles for you, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. My name is Giggens. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Bye. And rest in peace, Mary. We'll miss you.